Welcome back, gamers, to another TV Choice magazine. Hands up if you love TV Choice. Now, it's a big magazine. Well, the next magazine is Hollyoaks' 25th anniversary week. Stay tuned. Things will get chilly. But anyway, might as well just show you the front cover. It's as usual, Coronation Street. Whoa. It says here, the ultimate betrayal. Is Gary about to let David and Shona lose everything? And plus for EastEnders, Stacey attacked. And any other road things is Roadkill. There's a new drama on BBC One. Strictly Returns on BBC One. And on ITV New, The £1 Million Cube. There is that. But let's start off with a lip of ear. Gary goes to work for Ray. And one of his first tasks is to get David to sell his house. Now we're going to start with Sleeping with the Enemy. Gary reluctantly accepts Ray's offer of a job, and his first task is to betray a friend. Will David and Shona lose everything? Gary takes Ray up on his job offer, but there's a price to pay. Following their clash over her desire to resume a physical relationship, tensions are high between David and Shona this week, hoping to help them rediscover their bond. Orange suggests they try being open and honest with each other, but when Shona casually mentions her husband's rape ordeal, he's horrified by her blasted attitude towards the trauma he suffered. As the pair try to find some common ground across the street, Maria convinces Gary to take the job with Ray, but he's alarmed when his new boss informs him that his first task is to convince the Platts to sell their house. Unaware of his dilemma, David later confides in him that Roxy, a mate of Ray's, has made an offer of number 8, but admits he's reluctant to uproot Shona and the kids at this difficult time. Aware that the clock is ticking, Gary suggests David take the money and convince the new owner to let him rent the property afterwards. However, when Ray reveals he intends to turf the family out once he owns the place, Gary's ruthless facet slips and he's overwhelmed by guilt. Sadly, it's too late to backtrack, as David later thanks him for his advice and reveals he's agreed to sell the house to Roxy on condition that she leases it back to him. As Gary struggles with his betrayal, David fills the family in on his plan, but Gail's suspicious that the deal he struck is too good to be true. Will the Platts end up out in the streets? A big homeless storyline, that would be crazy. Can David uproot Shona and the kids? Right. Front cover. This is a big week for Coronation Street. Ray is getting his... He wants that house. He wants the Platts' house. But it says here that he gives him it. Now, we're are going on here? This is last week's like magazine anyway. Mick tracks Todd down, but Eileen's at the end of her tether with them both. Eileen's had enough and gives Eric a mouthful. Despite to keep her son safe, Eileen calls Mick, but his husband Eric answers, and soon he arrives in the street accusing the stunned Mick Tim of having an affair with the thug, and then Mick turns up too. Meanwhile, back at number 11, Mary's convinced that the noises coming from the attic are the ghost of Pat Phelan and persuades Billy to perform an exorcism. But they're both rendered speechless when Todd appears at the top of the stairs. Once he's got over the shock, Billy lays into his act for abandoning Summer, but Todd's unrepentant and gleefully seizes the opportunity to stir up trouble between him and Paul. As the chaos escalates, Eileen decides she's had enough and reads Mick the riot act, telling him that Todd isn't worth his time or energy. With her furious tirade, convince him to cut his looses and leave the Grimsaws alone. But anyway, that's a very long time since Pat Phelan was mentioned in a magazine. But it's actually Todd, so yes, Todd is back. So if you go and watch Coronation right tomorrow, I'm telling you these words up, please subscribe. But yeah, crazy. We're gonna read this down. God. Johnny's sick with worry when Scott outlines his plans to rob Ray and his mates. Can he wriggle out of this one? Steve returns from Germany with bad news for Leanne, but her despair turns to fury when she discovers Nick's been keeping secrets from her. Will her ultimatum drive a wedge between them? Steve has upsetting news for Leanne. Bro, EastEnders is gonna be big. Left for Dead. As the Slaters become the victims of a hate campaign, Stacey clashes with Ruby once again and is brutally attacked. Kush and Stacey are both troubled. She's not made many friends since her surprise return to Walford last month, but this week it seems that Stacey has made one particular dangerous enemy, and this latest foe is going to make sure she pays for her crimes. She's still struggling to come to terms with Martin's marriage to Ruby. Stacey launches a bitter tirade about her former best friend to Kat while they're cleaning the Vic, only for Lily to repeat every word to the new Mrs. Fowler. So when something very unpleasant is later posted through the Slater's letterbox, Stacey immediately accuses her love rival is responsible. Although Kush suspects the grisly delivery is more likely to be targeted at him as a warning to pay his debts. He can't tell his adopted family that a fuming Stacey stews and storms off to confront the newlyweds. However, Ruby denies having anything to do with the incident, and as their face-off descends into a very public argument, she proves she's her father's daughter when she warns Stacey that she could have kicked her out of the square at the click of a finger. Paranoid that Ruby is plotting to take her kids away in order to play happy families with Martin, Stacy decides it's time to give her a piece of her mind. But as she heads to the club, a mysterious hooded figure emerges from the shadows and viciously attacks her. Left lying on the ground bleeding is Stacy, badly injured. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Bruh. That is, I thought it was Ruby, but I just have a suspicious feeling that it's Phil Mitchell, bro. After Stacey attacking Phil last year, like, I think this is gonna be the very comeuppance that she needs. I'm gonna read here now. T.I. Thomas is getting on my nerves. Callum digs the dirt on Ellie. On Ellie! Callum's stunned by what he learns about Ellie's past, and Phil decides he needs to go for full custody of Raymond. But Richie puts a spoke in his wheel when she lays no court with hand over the lad to someone with a criminal record. So Phil asks Callum to dig some dirt on Ellie, but he's caught red-handed. Forget that. This one, the ultimate sacrifice. Emmerdale. As Belle's emotional state crumbles, Nate decides to take drastic action in order to save her from a prison sentence. Does that mean that she attacked Jamie this week? Kane's impressed Nate's willing to take the rap for Belle. Having spent the night at the police station, Belle returns to Wishing Well Cottage this week to find the rest of the Dingles preoccupied with uncovering the identity of the new witness who's given evidence against her. Sam's the only one who notices her erratic behaviour, but when he urges her to start taking her medicine again, Lisa's voice orders her to ignore him. Meanwhile, Kane's ready to let his fists do the talking when he runs into Jamie in the street. But Maura insists he back down, and the pair later break into Home Farm, hoping to find proof of the smug vet's improvement in the hit and run. As they search the house back in the village, Nate's stunned when he learns of Belle's history of schizophrenia, and realizing how precarious her emotional state still is, he makes a mountainous decision. He's going to take the rap for Maura's accident. Kane's impressed by Nate's act of self-sacrifice, but Tracy's furious, accusing him of abandoning her and their unborn child in a misguided attempt to curry favour with his new family. He takes harsh words on board, but he's still determined to go through with his plan and heads to the police station. But will he actually confess to Jamie's crime in order to save Belle's sanity? Sanity? Wow. I'm going to read the wee bumble now. Vinny confronts his dad. After winning and then losing at the casino, Paul's is desperate to claw back the money he's gambled away and steals Ellis's watch to fund his addiction. Ellis blames Billy for the theft and the brothers fall out, but Vinny thinks his dad stole it. And when he confronts him, violent scenes erupt. Whoa. I'm telling you, that Paul one is a bad. Now we're reading it. Next week, when I start, I'm going to start at Hollyoaks because it's the anniversary. And I'm obviously going to do that on an anniversary. Monday the 19th of October for EastEnders. After Peter tells her Ian has borrowed money, a worried Kathy confronts her son and says she'll remortgage the cafe to help him out. Will she discover what he's been up to? Tuesday, 20th of October, while Ben advises going down the legal route to gain custody of Raymond, Phil meets Ellie and calling her out about her lies. He declares if she wants a war, she's got one. My God. Thursday the 22nd of October, 47, this is a must-see. Convinced that Ruby is behind the threatening delivery to the Slaters, Stacey storms off to see her, only to be attacked by a hooded figure and left for dead. Friday the 23rd of October for EastEnders. Seeing how upset she is after Denny's items are returned to her, Ian goes to check on Sharon and gives her a birthday card. Is the ice between the former friends thawing? Next week, the wee spoiler. There's a surprise in store for Billy Logan Sonia, while the Slaters face their darkest hour as a financial situation continues to deteriorate. Will anyone come to their aid? Monday, the 19th of October, 4 Coronation Street. There are tenant scenes at number 11 when Todd emerges from his hiding place and then Mick turns up. Fed up of them all, Eileen lets rip, but will her furious tirade save the day? Wednesday the 21st of October for Coronation Street. This is a must-see. Tasked by Ray to get the plots to sell, Gary manipulates David into accepting an offer on number 8, but he can't help feeling guilty. Can he live with his betrayal? Friday the 23rd of October for Coronation Street. Leanne's devastated when Steve returns from Germany with bad news, but her distress turns to fury when she finds out what Nick's kept from her. Has he given up on Oliver? Sneak peek. It's the day of the robbery and the strain takes a heavy toll on Johnny, but he's not the only one to get caught in the crossfire, and before long 2 lives are hanging in the balance. Oh my God, it's going to be a bing. Monday the 19th of October for Emmerdale. Dan puts on a brave face as he reassures Kane he's fit to return to work, but it's clear he's fooling himself, and before long he ends up trapped under a car. Will anyone save him? Tuesday, October the 20th of October for Emmerdale. This is a must-see. Realising how precarious Belle's emotional state is, Nate horrifies Tracy by saying he'll take the rap for the hit and run. Can she persuade him to rethink his plan? Wednesday the 21st of October for Emmerdale. Paul feels guilty when Ellis blames Billy for the theft of his watch, and Finney's suspicious arose when it later reappears, so he confronts his dad and violent scenes erupt. Thursday the 22nd of October for Emmerdale. Gabby leaps into action to look after clients at Vow and beyond. By her success, she announces she's quitting university. Laurel's concerned, but can she change her mind? Friday the 23rd of October for Emmerdale. Harriet returns to the village and is plunged straight into another crisis when she learns that Dawn has done a runner. Can she work out where the troubled youngster is gone? Spoiler for Emmerdale for the next one. Sure, her relationship with Vanessa is over. A distracted Charlie is involved in a car crash with a handsome stranger, and soon they're flirting. Will she cheat on her girlfriend? In a car crash? Oh, will she cheat on her girlfriend? This is Hollyoaks Go. This is like nearly the anniversary. Monday the 19th of October. The McQueen's torment continues when they find a macabre doll bearing a sinister message. It's time the frightened family confronted their 7 deadly sins. Tuesday the 20th of October for Hollyoaks. Under orders from Victor, Juliet tries to recruit Ella to sell drugs for her, and when the little girl refuses, she gets nasty and decides that desperate times call for desperate measures. Wednesday the 21st of October for Hollyoaks. Tony's past comes back to haunt him when he finds a bunch of flowers and a message asking him to meet the love of his life. Could there be hope for him and Diane? Thursday the 22nd of October for Hollyoaks, this is I must say. A bike roars into the village, and Tony is stunned when the rider turns out to be his old friend Kurt Benson. But he died in a jet ski accident 21 years ago. Didn't he? After everything that's happened recently, an insecure Martine is keen to have her entire family around her. All, that is, except for one. Is there any room at the inn for Walter? Poor Walter, like. Monday the 19th of October for Neighbours. During a drunken night out, Nicolette's hopes are raised when Aaron lets slip how much Chloe misses her. Can she find a way of sticking around on Ramsay Street for good? Tuesday the 20th of October. Just as he's planning another date with Rose, Tony's confronted by her ex-husband James, who accuses him of unprofessional behaviour. But then he makes a shocking proposition. Wednesday the 21st of October for Neighbours. After coming up with a plan to protect their stockpile goods, Karen and Jane take drastic action to save their hoard, but it's not long before their scheme comes crashing down. Thursday the 22nd of October for Neighbours. Shane's dinner party is a tense affair as Dippy and Pierce struggle to contain their growing attraction, and when dessert turns into a disaster, things quickly reach breaking point. Friday the 23rd of October for Neighbours. This is a must-see. Carla? It's the day of Ned's exception, and he's buzzing as things get off to a great start. But someone has sabotage in mind, and soon it all goes very, very wrong. The spoiler is someone's desperate to contact Nicolette, and she's equally determined to ignore their messages. But it soon becomes clear the mystery person won't take no for an answer. What do we mean? Let's say goodbye to this Mayan thing. You have to see that spider, right? You see it? Right. Thank you for watching, gamers. I'll see you in the next time. Goodbye.